Hello again, everyone. So let me tell you something about a little thing called the compound effect. Now, I've definitely talked about this in the past under a different name called consistency. The general idea is that you're not exactly going to be making the most progress in one gigantic swoop. You're not going to be making it in one gigantic, huge gesture of, I really want to get this done and do it really hard in this one moment, and then I get what I want. That's not how most things work. Let's say you want to build a really good physique. So I always make that suggestion. You want to build a really good physique. One really hard, really intense workout is not going to get you there. Anyone who's just starting the gym will tell you this. Someone who goes first time and they go, damn, this is super fun. Oh my God, I'm having such a blast. I'm lifting these weights. It's hard, but it feels good. I feel like I'm really pushing against inertia, against gravity, against time. And then the next day, feels like they got hit by a car and then backed over after they flew right over the top of it. Consistency is the name of the game, quite frankly. When you are pursuing anything, when you're pursuing massive wealth, when you're pursuing a clean lifestyle, a healthy lifestyle, it's not all going to come in one perfect day. It's not going to come in one big moment. It's going to be stacking. It's going to be consistency over time. It's going to be this day, and then the next 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 day. It's like a machine gun. You know, you don't win a war with just a single shot. It requires many, many, many bullets to be fired, many battles to be won, many smart moves, many redirections. One thing that I used to really struggle with, if you're anything like me, you'll find yourself hesitating because you want things to be perfect. You want the moment to be just right. You want the iron to be hot before you strike. Meanwhile, you're not even leaving the iron in the forge. You can't be the kind of person who has to read book after book after book after book of what you're supposed to do before you go out and do it. You can't be the type of person who waits for that exact right moment. You got to put your ugliest foot forward. You have to move forward in imperfection. You got to look at what you're writing down on paper and think, oh my God, I sound nothing like my favorite authors. I sound nothing like my favorite motivational authors or speakers when I put up the YouTube video. I don't look like Arnold when I'm hitting this workout here. Not hitting nearly as much weight, and I'm not looking nearly as good while I'm doing it. Well, you haven't trained nearly as much as Arnold has. You may be training really, really hard, but it's more about how much you do and how often you do it. Just keep stacking days. Just keep stacking moments. Don't care about whether it's perfect or not. Don't care about how good you are. That's going to build up. That's going to come with the amount of times you do it. And a little tangent for you. I wholeheartedly disagree with the phrase practice makes perfect. I think analysis makes perfect. If practice made perfect, everyone on the road, well, most people on the road, would be excellent drivers. Old people would be the best drivers because they've been practicing their whole life. But you know the case with that. Old lady slowing down to 40, 30 miles per hour on the highway because she can't tell where her exit is. That woman's likely been on the road for as long as she was able to. Consistency and consistent analysis of your craft and how you do and what you do, and consistent gradual adjustments towards better. See, all of you gym rats might understand the concept of progressive overload. And this can be applied to anything in life, but most people apply it to the gym first. That's why going to the gym is such a high recommendation. It'll teach you about progressive overload. Basically, it's the concept of gradually making something more difficult as you go. Gradually taking on more as you're developing your skill and developing your strength. So let's say you're on bench press. Let's say you're brand new to bench press. You can only bench the bar. You can only do 1 rep on the bar. That's how weak you are. Well, that's fine. In that case, you do that 1 rep on the bar. And you go as hard as you can. You do as much as you can. And then you leave and you recover. And the next day you go back. And you put the little 2.5 pound weights on either side of the bar. And then you try that. And let's say you get it. You go, okay, great, I did it. And then you're done. You go home, you come back, and then you put the 5 pound weights on either end of the bar, and then you push that. And then you go, great, I did it. And then you go home, and you come back, and you put the 10 pound weights on the bar, and then you try it, and you can't really do it. You're wobbling, you're struggling with it, you're embarrassed, but fret not. This is how consistency starts. This is how the compound effect takes place. You see those 10 pounds and you go, okay, I can't do that. So let's say you put 5 pounds and then 2.5 pounds on either end of the bar. And then you push, and you just barely make it. You push yourself to failure. And suddenly you found the limits of your body. And now you understand exactly where you need to push past those limits. So you push that until you're comfortable with a rep or two. And then you put on 10 pounds. And then you try that. And then you go and go and go. Eventually you're hitting 25 on each end. Eventually you're hitting 45 on each end. Eventually you're hitting a 2-plate max. Which is something that only 1% of the world can do, by the way. Less than 1%. And that's when you start really getting proud of yourself. But it's a grind. It's like any grind in a video game. You need patience. You need the ability to be humble and to know where you are on that ladder. And to think to yourself, okay, can I push past this? If the answer is no, that's fine. You rack the weight, you go home, you come back, you try again. Can I push past this again? And the further up this ladder you go, the more elaborate things you need to do to make advancements, to get on the next rung of the ladder. You get 135 up in the air and you're like, okay, I'm plateauing, which means you're getting stuck at the same weight, right? I can't push this anymore. What needs to change? What do I need to change? That might be your diet. That might be your sleep. You might need to be getting more sleep. And that's something that comes along with the compound effect. In order to push yourself to be better through the compound effect, you need to strive to be better. Eventually, just showing up is not enough. If you're a beginner, then showing up is exactly what you need to do. But eventually, you'll get to a point where you're just staying in the same place and you're thinking to yourself, damn, I need to level myself up. I need to take some radical action here and really push to get beyond my limits. And from there, the compound effect is still taking place. You're still showing up as much as you possibly can. You're showing up consistently. And now there's a different part that you need to contend with. At this point, the compound effect is like the backbone of your routine. At this point, you've developed a routine. At this point, the groove in your brain is deep enough to where consistency shouldn't be that hard for you. But if you're starting out and you're looking around for the moment where okay, this would be the perfect moment, stop. Just show up. If you're a beginner, just show up. If you're intermediate, find something that you can improve about it. And that's it. That's all I got for you. Bye-bye.